We tend to think of pandemics as medical events, numbers, symptoms, statistics. But in the past, before germ theory, disease wasn't just illness, it was a living thing, a predator. People saw plagues as monsters that stalked the streets, and some of those monsters have been completely forgotten. Until now, in 1720, Marseille was hit by the Great Plague of Provence. Thousands died in weeks. Survivors claimed they saw a tall woman draped in tattered grey robes walking through alleys at night. Her veil covered her face, but in her hands she carried a long silver needle. Anyone she touched with it would be dead by morning. City records note a robed figure spotted multiple times by guards right before entire households fell sick. Even today, locals say if you see the Grey Lady in the Vieux-Port district, you should run, no matter how healthy you feel. In the 1600s, the city of Lviv, now in Ukraine, faced a plague so fast-moving, victims sometimes died within hours. Witnesses believed it was carried by a shadow with no head, only a yawning black mouth where the neck should be. It would lean over sleeping victims, breathing the sickness into their lungs. Monks claimed they heard the shadow wheeze at night outside the infirmary. City burial records show clusters of deaths in houses where multiple neighbors swore they heard the same sound, a deep rattling inhale, through the walls. During the 1707 smallpox outbreak in Iceland, fishermen began reporting a terrifying vision at sea. A group of riders on skeletal horses, cloaked in red, galloping across the waves toward the shore. Villagers claimed that when the riders came, the infection hit the next day. By the time the disease passed, a quarter of Iceland's population was dead. The riders were never seen again, except for one account in 1949, when an old whaler swore he saw them in the fog, heading toward land. That same year, the island saw its worst flu season in decades. In the mid-1800s, a cholera outbreak swept through Canadian towns along Lake Ontario. One of the strangest reports came from Kingston, a glowing lantern seen floating outside windows. People said it was carried by a faceless widow dressed in mourning black, who would stand silently until the person inside looked at her. Every household that reported seeing the light suffered at least one death in the following week. The last recorded sighting was in 1910, right before a mysterious summer fever killed dozens in the same neighborhood. Here's the thing, these monsters weren't just stories. They were a way for people to make sense of random invisible death. If you saw the Grey Lady, you didn't know about fleas on rats. If you heard the Black Breath, you didn't know about airborne bacteria. The legends gave people an enemy they could picture, something they could avoid, fight, or blame. If this gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, do you think these monsters were just fear-fueled hallucinations? Or something real that vanished when medicine got better? Because here's the question nobody asks. What happens when the next pandemic comes? Will we see new monsters? Or have they just been waiting for the right moment to walk our streets again?